ready?
I'm ready.
All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to Lights Camera DJs, the Is podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Smith, as always, and today we are with our very special guest, Victoria, from Bill Miller's Castle. If I could talk today. Say hello, Victoria.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here today.
Awesome.
Here in the castle, have you guys here joining us. So.
Yeah, we're really excited to be here. We've been trying to plan this one for a while. It's been a little rough trying to get it together, but we're all getting ready for the wedding season, so you guys will probably see us soon out there at your event, hopefully. So I had a couple things I want to talk about today at the castle, and the first one really is the history of the castle, because I've been coming here for a few years, and I've always been interested myself in the history. So I was wondering if you can maybe tell us a little bit about it.
Of course, and give you the short version, I guess, because it could really go on for quite some time. I guess to start, would say that Bill Miller was my grandfather, so it is still a family business, but he bought the castle, or what was the castle. It was a barn in 1963, and it was just a rectangular barn, that was it, and he started there. It was to be a dancing gymnastics studio, believe it or not.
Oh, right.
Never was meant to be what we have here now. So he actually changed the outside look from Red Barn, was a restaurant at the time, but he put in the floors and brought in gymnastics equipment and everything, and would teach here. So once he changed the outside look, people started asking, can we get married here? And he didn't want to say no, so they put everything away at night, bring in rented tables, chairs, all that, and then reset up for the week with gymnastics and dance, ballet, yoga, they did a bunch. And then my grandfather was a very interesting guy. You can see when you come in here, there's a lot to it. He had this vision and he just kind of kept building and expanding and used a lot of recycled materials throughout the process. A lot of the old barnwood that's used on our dance floor in front of the fireplace there where the ceremonies take place inside. All that old barnwood is from the tobacco barns up in Hartford.
Oh,
They
wow.
tore them down years ago. Yep. There's chandeliers in there that are from the old Taft Hotel in New Haven. A lot of the support beams throughout here, like the ones up there, that lamp post right there. So an old lamp posts from the Merritt Parkway before they switched them over to electric.
Oh, wow.
So as you walk through the castle, you see those little support beams everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And that's actually where that's from.
For people who are listening and watching, actually, we're inside the Bridal Suite right now.
Yes.
So if you're watching from home, you can kind of see what's going on here.
Yeah, but so he just kind of did a lot of recycling. One man's trash is another man's treasure is definitely something he did. But there's also a lot of windows here from Yale. They were throwing them out. He refurbished them, built them in. Actually, those over there. For anybody, listening, I can't see, but we are sitting next to some of them. But and all the antiques that are in here, he collected throughout his life. So when you're here, you walk around, there's always something to see. There's a piece of history in every turn, really. So.
Wow. And so when did you guys start basically doing events and weddings exclusively?
I'd say within the past 16 years, about. Actually, when my mom, I won't say how old I am, but when my mom left to have me, that's when they stopped gymnastics and dance and all that here and did kind of just weddings. But then we kind of took off, I'd say, about in the past 15 years or so. Yeah. And then my mom and I stepped back in. And then I came in actually too and started working here too.
So how long ago did you come in yourself?
Probably, I was thinking about that today.
Yeah.
About 8 years ago. So I was in school for something completely different and never even thought about it and started helping out. I'd bartend on the weekends and waitress, things like that. And and then I ended up interning with my mom for a summer as a wedding coordinator and I never left.
Yeah.
I just actually really loved it and more so than what my degree was for. So I just ended up here.
That's great. I think that's really great. It's amazing how sometimes that happens in life where, things work out differently and you just are happy. That's great.
Yeah, and you find it. Which is good.
That's really good. That's one of the reasons why I like working here actually is because you guys do have that attention to detail and you do care. And I could tell, I work in a lot of different wedding venues and not that it's bad. It's just everybody wants a certain experience and some people just want a little more personal touch and they expect that from their wedding facility. You guys really provide that. I see that definitely. You make a really good connection.
Well, thank you.
with
It's
your
nice to
customers.
hear from the outside too.
Yeah,
You hear from the customers, but as you looking into that as well. That's
Yeah,
great.
I feel we have the same at our company at Lights Camera DJs. We have a similar connection with our customers,
Yeah.
or our clients, I should say. I shouldn't even say customers. Where we really like to get in on what's going on with them, and we really want to know what's gonna make them happy and bring the party to them, and just connect. So
Right. You want to get to know the couple that you're working with for sometimes, 2 years beforehand. Get to know what they're like, what they like to do, and get to know them. Sometimes you get to know their families as well during the planning process. So it's definitely, they become like family to you. I mean, that's what we say here, at least, because we're working with them hand in hand along the way. So
yeah, that's great. And then they can also have other family members come and work with you and stuff at their weddings. So you said you've been here for about 8 years. What are some of the changes that you've seen or that you've helped bring about here while you've been here in the last 8 years?
So there's a couple of things. I mean, I guess the last major renovation that happened was that the big ballroom, the dance floor area, but that was in the 90s. So, and that was the big one. Recently, now we have that staircase in the past 8 years that brings you down into the ceremony space indoors in front of the fireplace. That was just a dark corner, which is really nice because that's that grand entrance as the bride comes down. It's that wow factor into that room.
Yeah, I've seen it, yes.
Yes. And then we also, ceremony-wise, I guess we kind of did some upgrades. Outside on the grass, that whole walkway that brings you out to the arbor, that is new. So that was about 6 or 7 years ago as well. So that really opened up the whole backyard for ceremonies, and then it made the deck accessible for cocktail hour. So we used to do ceremonies on the deck, but then you couldn't have people outside because all the chairs were in the way. So now you get to really utilize, if you're a spring, summer, early fall bride, then they really want to be outside as much as possible as well.
Yeah, even mid-fall these days. I would
Yeah,
say.
well, the weather.
Yeah.
It's been so warm. Last fall, last October, I had a bride looking and she's like, I didn't want to sweat on my wedding day, so I got married on October 22nd, and I'm sweating on my wedding day. I'm like, well, it could be worse, right?
Yeah.
Could be the other way.
Yeah, it could be snow.
Right. But some people love that too. So that's a nice thing too, I think, about our venue. It's seasonal. There's something to look forward to in every season.
Yeah, definitely.
Because being inside, it's not some people's first choice, but in the winter or fall, we have a fireplace in every room, and it makes it really cozy. Like, you want to feel warm in those kind of months too.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives you something to look forward to if you're not getting married in the middle of summer.
Yeah. I've actually was here one time when it snowed, and it was really beautiful out the windows. You could see the grounds are covered with snow, and it really was nice. It was February, so obviously it was expected. So yeah, it really was a nice touch. And like you said, the fireplaces are going on.
Yeah.
The ceilings are really high, so you don't feel like you're crammed inside anymore.
Right. Yeah, it is kind of magical with the snow outside and the castle, and you're standing outside maybe taking photos in the snow. It always kind of cool memories, I guess, to look back on with your photos.
Yeah, definitely. So we talked about some of the things that I've talked about, some of the things I like here. But what are some of the things you hear from your clients on why they booked here, or what made them choose your venue as their destination for their wedding?
I think the most popular answer to that is, I don't want a cookie cutter wedding. I want something unique, and I found it. It really is unique. There's nothing that I've seen like it. It's kind of got that rustic look of a barn, but also the elegant look of a castle. So combined, it's very unique with the antiques. So I definitely think that the uniqueness of it. People want something different that no one's seen before. So, we get a lot of people from Connecticut, New York, all over, but even people in state who tell us, I've never been inside here. I've been driving by here for 25 years, and I've never been in. And we have people stop by, I'll be sitting here during the week, and they just pop in, and they're like, can I just come look? They're so intrigued by what is this. So we'll bring them in and kind of show them around.
I like that. I think that's really neat. And that's kind of my first impression, that thinking back, coming here for the first time, it was that same thing, because I used to drive by here and then I came inside, And now when I come in here, I know you guys, so it's great because you guys are always like happy to see us.
Yeah.
And it's
We
great.
are happy to see you guys. Always.
Yeah, and I was actually going to talk about that a little bit. Why? So I know that you guys like to work with Lights Camera DJs, and I know kind of some of the reasons, but I'd like for you to share with our audience and maybe prospective clients why you like working with Lights Camera DJs.
Well, first of all, we love working with you guys because you're always so happy to be here and do your job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always great when someone loves what they do.
Yeah.
So to come in and everybody's always like super excited, even the guys who bring in the equipment sometimes, they're like, hey Victoria, what's up? It's nice feeling to work with people that are energetic and passionate about what they do. Also, I think you guys work with your clients really well. I've heard from clients and also seen how, they're like, okay, we told them we really don't want this song played or something like that. And no one ever bends the rules or does something, out of, character. But other than that, I think it's great that you guys are a package deal. You can provide everything really that we don't inside of here.
Yeah, same thing on your side. You kind of have everything. We were talking a little bit before we started recording how you do your ceremony here, do the reception, do all the photography you can do here on the grounds. Yeah.
Yes. So for you guys, I mean, for me to sit in the office and when somebody books with us, I basically say, okay, great. You've got your ceremony, your reception, your food, your bar, everything that you need here is done. Check that off your list. Now, I mean, when I recommend you guys, I say, if you want to do this again, you can do your photo, your videography, your DJ, your photo booth, any additional uplighting, things like that, and just go through one person, and you guys are good. Kind of, all right, I feel good. I got Bill Miller's, I got Lights Camera DJ, and relax. Throughout the planning process.
Exactly, you're dealing with pros.
Yeah.
So who were? I asked you this before, or I was going to let you know. I was going to ask you this. It was going to be about some of the couples you worked with before that stick out in your brain. And who are some of those?
So before I even answer that with any names, I have to say I think we get a lot of great clients here, and I don't know if it's because of we're so different.
Yeah.
We're getting people who are looking to go outside the box and do something different, and they're kind of laid back. So there's a lot of people that I've loved working with. There's not too many that I've been like, oh, that was crazy. So it's been great, which we're very lucky.
Or you can even tell us a couple stories and not name names too.
That's for a different podcast. But a client that we worked with, so Phil and Sarah last July. That was such a fun wedding, and like actually really fun for me to plan with them as well. Phil came to us, actually, he's our liquor rep.
Oh, all right.
And do you know the story?
Yeah, well, a little bit. I've heard it from Dwayne. He was actually the MC.
Yeah. So Phil's been our liquor rep for, I don't know, a couple years now, maybe 4 years. And he would always come, he's like, oh, wow, I love it here. And always looking around and never mention anything about having a girlfriend or being soon to be engaged, anything like that. And one day he texted me over the winter when it's slower for us, ordering from them. He's like, hey, you have any dates open next summer? I'm like, why, are you getting married? And he said, yeah, actually I am. And I was like, what? I had no idea. I was like, yes, come bring your fiance, we'll go through. And they actually booked a different place, but they realized it was going to be way too hot for July because it was outdoors, like a tented wedding.
That could be tough.
And it feels like I'm not going to be able to do it. And they ended up coming back and they were like, I don't know why we even thought about going anywhere else. But they had such a great time. They were so fun to work with. Sarah and her family I got to know as well as Phil, more on a personal level too.
Yeah.
But that wedding was pretty big. It was like 220 people.
Wow.
Right? I mean, that for us, that's pretty big. Or
that's pretty
maybe 200, somewhere around that. But because our max is 250. But 200 people. Thank God we have air conditioning. Because it was a hot day.
Oh yeah.
It was about 88 degrees, I think, and humid. And Phil was like, he's like, just crank the air the whole time. But so I think it's a good thing they ended up with us and with you guys. So. Yeah,
we did. We also did the video with them.
That video is awesome.
Yeah, you guys should check that out. It's on our website at lightscameradjs.com. if that's something you're looking into, or if you just want to check out a really nice story. It's the way I don't want to give anything away, just watch the video. I don't want to spoil anything because it is pretty.
It's like if you want to cry thinking about the groom being emotional, it's the video.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that from him, and I know him pretty well. I've gotten to know him. I was just like, come on, Phil. But I mean, hey, she's stunning. I mean,
yeah, that's the picture right there.
Next to us here.
That's great. All right, well, to lighten the mood up a little bit, I don't want to get too cheesy, but the food, that's what I want to talk about a little bit here, because I love the food here. And so tell me a little bit and tell our clients about the food a little bit.
Yes, so the food is awesome. And I can say that because I still eat it. And I've been working here for, like I said, 8 years. And I still eat it every single night that I'm here. But our food is done by La Luna. He's a restaurant up the street. Edgar is our chef here. And he does a great job. And he cooks everything in-house, on-site, right before it goes out. And I think that makes a huge difference, is that everything is hot and it's cooked fresh. It's not sitting, waiting for hours to go out. And I really think that makes the difference, because people say to us all the time, oh, we even had the hot appetizers and they were so hot. Or they'll, they compliment the food all the time, saying this is the best food we've ever had at a wedding. And I just think they're saying it to me, but when they put the reviews online and it says the same, I feel like, okay, maybe. Maybe they're right there. But
that's great. All right, you're making me hungry. So if I'm someone who's watching this video and I'm like, wow, this place is great, I want to check it out, how do people find you? When can they come down? Can they take a tour? How does that work?
Of course. I mean, we do tours pretty much 7 days a week. During the week, we do tours during the day or in the evening. And on the weekends, just scheduled around our weddings. We don't want to, steal the thunder from anybody there.
Obviously.
But yeah, you can always just email us. Victoria Smith at BillMillersCastle.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or
what's the website?
Website is BillMillersCastle.com.
All right, cool. And is there anything else that you wanted to add to this? I think that's all the questions I have, right?
Yeah. Well, just kind of about sound system.
Yeah, we could talk about that. Yeah, that's actually one of the upgrades. When I was talking about the upgrades.
We got going on another tangent.
It's all right. We're professionals here.
We circle back.
Yeah. So tell us about the sound system, because I remember hearing about when they put it in, and I gotta admit, I was a little skeptical at first when I heard about it.
Every DJ MC that comes in, oh, we don't do house sound system. All right, let me just play it for you real quick. And, you play a song with a little bass, and you go outside and it's still playing out there. But we did put in a sound system a couple years back, maybe about 4 years ago now. Not even, actually. But it's amazing. I mean, we have the speakers that are in the dance floor room are actually louder than any of the other speakers, and the subs are in there. So what's great about that is that it's nice and loud on the dance floor, but not where the tables are.
Yes, yeah.
And so that way no one's being blared out with music, and people in the back can't hear, because there's equal sound throughout the whole place. And we also have a lot of rooms here at the castle, between the Bridal Suite, the area that the bar's in, the foyer where the cocktail hour takes place, outside. The music is going to be playing through all those speakers at all times. No one's going to miss a toast if they're out on the deck or if they're in the Bridal Suite. They're going to know what's going on and when, the cake cutting, which is really great because no one wants to miss cake.
Yeah,
but but I think it's really great for outside for ceremonies too, that we have the music out there and then transition right into cocktail hour on the deck. So that for you guys, when you come in, you just plug in one spot and you're pretty much good to go.
I love that about working here, especially you said you're talking about the music levels at different areas, because when you're eating dinner, and this does happen sometime on occasion at certain different venues, because you have the dance floor there and then there's some tables that are right next to your DJ setup. So the way we set up here, if you're familiar with it, we're set up on the stage, and then there's that whole entire dance floor, and then there's all the tables, and those tables are covered by different speakers. So this way we can play this music, and like you said, during the dance time we can crank it up, we can turn up those subs, we can bang it. But then people that aren't necessarily, not everybody wants to go crazy on the dance floor, they can come and talk to their uncle or aunt, So that does work out really well. And then also to talk about the ceremony part of it, which is nice, because if you are having a ceremony outside, we set up and we use the lapel microphones, which are great, because then everybody can hear what's going on and you don't have to worry about what's going on, and there's no microphone stand in the way. So.
Right. Yeah, I think it's huge to be able to hear what's being said, especially when your vows are being picked up too.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
no one wants to yell their vows at their significant other right in front of them, right?
Yeah.
So if they're saying them in a nice, normal tone and the way they want to say it, and everybody can still hear, that's great.
Yeah.
And then I can hear them when I'm up on the deck, you know, inside peering,
Yeah.
waiting
Yeah.
for the next,
Exactly. Yeah.
waiting for you to kiss, so I can ring the bell.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, and it's nice also when people kind of, there's always latecomers, you know, we hold them back so they don't walk in during your processional, but if they stand on the deck and watch, they hear everything from right there too. They're not missing out.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, well, thanks a lot, Victoria. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you having us here at Bill Miller's Castle.